Welcome and good morning all TOVC students. Today we study chapter 2 Special Theory of Relativity. In 1905, Einstein formulated special theory of relativity which deals with objects or observers that are moving with uniform velocities relative to each other. Frame of reference: a system of coordinate axes which defines the position of a particle in 2 or 3 dimensional space is called a frame of reference. Then there are two frame of references. First is inertial frame of reference, a frame of reference in which Newton's first law of motion holds good is known as inertial frame of reference. All frame of reference moving with a constant velocity with respect to an inertial frame are called as inertial frame of reference. Then non-inertial frame of reference, the frame of reference having an accelerated motion relative to an inertial frame are called non-inertial frame of reference. Then we see Newtonian relativity. Newtonian mechanics deals with the motion of bodies traveling at velocities that are very much less than the velocity of light. According to three fundamental concepts of physics such as space, time and mass are all absolute and invariant. The Newtonian principle of relativity may be stated as absolute motion, which is the translation of a body from one absolute place to another absolute place, can never be detected, but translatory motion can be perceived only in the form of motion relative to another material bodies. This implies that if we are drifting along at a uniform speed in a closed spaceship, all the phenomena observed and all the experiment performed inside the ship will appear to be the same as if the ship were not in motion. This means that the fundamental physics laws and principles are identical in all inertial frames of reference. This is the concept of Newtonian relativity. Hence, according to this principle, the quantities like mass, length of a body are not affected by the motion of the body but remains absolute. Time is also absolute and not affected by motion of body. The next point is Galilean transformation. Equation relating the two set of coordinates of the event in the two frame of reference are called Galilean transformation equations. Consider two inertial frames S and S dash. So this is the frame S and this is the frame S dash. The frame S has origin O and S dash has origin O dash. The frame S dash is moving with uniform velocity v along x direction. Let frame S be at rest and frame S dash moves with uniform velocity v along the positive x direction. We assume that v is less than c. Let t equal to t dash equal to 0. That means the time t equal to t dash equal to 0 means both frame coincide to each other. Suppose some events occurs at the point P. The observer O in the frame S determines the position of the event by the coordinates x, y, z, and the observer O dash in the frame S dash determines the position of event by the coordinates x dash, y dash, z dash. There is no relative motion between S and S dash along y and z. Hence we have y equal to y dash and z equal to z dash. This y dash and z dash also called as the prime. Let the time proceed at the same rate in both frames, that is t equal to t prime. Okay. The distance moved by the frame S dash in the positive x direction in time t will be Vt. So this is shown in figure. The distance between two frame of references is Vt. Therefore, x coordinates of the two frames differ by Vt. Hence, we can write x prime equal to x minus Vt. Right? Then the transformation equation from S to S prime are given by x prime equal to x minus Vt. Equation first, y prime equal to y, z prime equal to z, and t prime equal to t. So these are the four equations. The above set of equations is called the Galilean transformation equations. The inverse transformation equations from the frame S prime to the frame S are given by x equal to x prime plus Vt, y equal to y prime, z equal to z prime, t equal to t prime. So these are the four equations up to 8 numbers. If we differentiate the equation first, second and third with respect to time, we can obtain the velocity transformation equations. Therefore, right here dx prime by dt prime equal to dx by dt minus v. That is, we can write this ux prime equal to ux minus v. So this ux prime means dx prime by dt, right? Then we write dy prime by dt prime equal to dy by dt, that is uy prime equal to uy, and last one dz prime by dt prime equal to dz by dt, that is we write this uz prime equal to uz. Okay. So these equations are for the velocities. So from these three equations we can see that there is a change in velocity along x-axis only, and y-axis and z-axis there is no change in the velocity. Okay. If a and a dash be the acceleration of the particle in the frame S and S dash, then acceleration transformation equations are. So we again differentiate this equation with respect to x. So we'll get ax dash equal to ax, ay dash equal to ay, z dash equal to az. Right? Therefore, in general, a dash equal to a, that is the accelerations as measured by the two observers in the two frames are the same. Hence, we can say that acceleration is invariant under Galilean transformation. Similarly, force acting on the particle in frame S are Fx equal to m d2x by dt square, Fy equal to m d2y by dt square, and Fz equal to m d2z by dt square. And force acting on particle in frame S dash are respectively Fx dash equal to m d2x dash by dt dash square, fy dash equal to m d2y dash by dt dash square, and fz dash equal to m d2 z dash by dt dash z dt dash square. From our equations, it is clear that Newton's law of motion is invariant under Galilean transformations. That means, here if we observe, the acceleration and force acting on the particle remains same. That means there is no change. So we can say that this acceleration and force remains invariant under Galilean transformations. The next point we see, ether hypothesis. We know that material medium is necessary for the propagation of sound waves. It was considered that light propagates through ether as sound wave propagate through air. It was imagined that a hypothetical medium as ether exists everywhere, even in vacuum. Thus, light waves were the result of the vibration of the ether particles. The velocity of wave motion is given by v equal to root e upon rho, where E is the elasticity of the medium and rho is the density of medium. The velocity of light has the large value of 3 × 10⁸ meter per second. Hence, ether must have very large elasticity and very low density. These two properties are opposite to each other, and therefore it is necessary to verify the actual existence of ether. The existence of ether medium can be detected by considering relative motion between Earth and ether. In 1887, Michelson and Morley carried out experiment with Michelson interferometer apparatus, but they could not detect the presence of ether.